So the full story about this paint job, okay? Most of you guys saw how I did these reflective stripes right here. That was a whole nother side project. But this Black 4.0 paint, I love it. I love this Black 4.0 paint. All right, so I saw this guy on Instagram making it, Stuart Simple, Culture Hustle. Shout out to Culture Hustle, making dope paint. And when I saw the blackest paint in the universe, I knew I had to have it because of the book Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's the ship in there, the Hot Black Desiato's ship, which he is supposed to crash into the sun to do like a fireworks show for a concert. And he's got the blackest ship in the universe because he has to fly it into the sun. So the description of Hot Black Desiato's ship in Douglas Adams' book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, is what made me have to have the blackest paint in the galaxy. And Stuart Simple made it. Culture Hustle made it. So I bought it. I bought 1 liter because, you know, it was $300 a liter. I figured I'll see what I can do with one. And let's see. I showed up to Josh's house at like 8 a.m. and we started taping it off. And my friend Josh, he's the brains behind the pattern. It was like I told him what I wanted. Like I wanted like a cyber kind of circuits, you know, type, but scallops also, you know. And he nailed it on that. He got exactly beautiful what I wanted on that. He taped it off, and we went to fill the paint gun with paint. I was sanding it all down, and Josh came around with the paint gun, and he said, bro, this stuff is about the consistency of ketchup. I can't spray this through my paint gun. And I was like, oh, well, what are you gonna do? Like, we can't thin it down. It's the blackest paint in the galaxy. If we thin it down, it won't be. But we didn't find any other choice. And so we thinned it down half and half. I was like devastated, bro. I was like, I was sitting down with my head down. Like, I did not want to mess up this paint so bad. And so we mixed it up 50-50, water and black, and it sprayed still like syrup, like waffle syrup. But that's because it's not intended to be sprayed on a car. This paint is supposed to be brushed on for artwork. This is not even waterproof, which is the other thing about this paint. That's why I have to wash it so carefully, is because it's water-based. And if you like swipe your finger on it, it comes off. The rag that I just used was white when I started, and I'll show you what it looks like now. This is a brand new white rag. So the paint comes off when it gets wet and you touch it. But other than that, it does okay. This front bumper is a sign of what it doesn't do good when you put it on thick. Remember, I brushed that on thick because I done it after we left Josh's. I didn't spray that, I brushed it. And it's when you brush it, it's thicker and it's a lot weaker. But when you spray it, it's pretty resilient. This is where my door hits it when I open it fully. So you can see it's like thick, but it feels like shark skin. It feels rubberized. It is such a cool paint to be playing with. Honestly, I love the way it looks and everything. So we painted it. Sorry, I rambled on a minute there. We painted it. It all worked out. And Josh said that's going to be okay. We just can't touch it. Like, we can't wet sand it. We can't do anything. We just have to let it dry. So we let it dry, and we cleaned up our mess. And we got the mess cleaned up, and the truck had been sitting there for like 3 hours, and there was a storm cloud coming. It's like, bro, like, I failed to even mention that it rained while he was spraying the thing. We were in an open garage, and it rained on us while Josh was spraying the paint. It was raining. He said it didn't matter. I was like, if it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. So we got it done and dry, and the sun was out. We cleaned up our mess and everything, and we were taking the pictures that you saw when I posted on Instagram. And while we were taking those pictures, Josh was like, so you see that black storm cloud over there, right? And I was like, yeah. He said, you better get going. So at that point, we thought the paint was going to wash off if it rained on it, because we just sprayed it, and it was half water, half paint. So I took off, left from his house, and I was going as fast as I could through town without going to jail. and that was the black storm cloud chasing me. So I'm going like 70 miles an hour through town, and I see one white parking lot full of white trailers, and I was like, I have to pull over and get a few photos of it just in case it rains on me on the way home and it washes off. I might not ever get to take photos again. So I pulled over in that white parking lot with those trailers and took some photos, and it started sprinkling on me, and I picked up the air suspension and took off straight through a mud hole. Like right into a huge mud hole. And I was like, you are kidding me. You are kidding me. So mud all over the brand new paint. Like right after we did it, I had mud all over it. And I didn't know what to do really. I just kept driving back towards home. I had about 30 minutes to go. And I pulled over halfway home and I had 3 bottles of water in the back of the truck. Just in case the truck started to overheat. And so I poured those bottles of water on some napkins and wiped off the mud that was on the paint from running through the giant mud hole, and then got back on the road and came home. I got home, pulled it up right here, took one photo from right over there, and it started to rain again, and I covered it up with a tarp so that I could have it for the next day to get shots for like rollers. And from there on, my agreement was to not cover it up at all, let it get wet, let it get rained on, and whatever happens happens. And that was kind of the sentiment I posted on Instagram. I just said we're gonna follow this. Like as it washes off, we'll keep up with it, and I'll post videos. But it's a lot thicker than I thought. So you've just seen how much came off on my rag, and that's me washing it with no soap. If I washed it with soap, it would come off. I've tried that. That's how I clean my wheels, and just a little bit of scrubbing and it comes right off. So until then, it's a water rinse, and I really kind of wanted to experiment with clear coat, like if I could find the flattest clear coat in the world, but I'm afraid a clear coat would ruin this, so I'm not sure what to do with it except for to just keep it for now. Let you guys know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching. And like I said, I'll try to post more long YouTube videos, and if there's anything specific that you want to see, like let me know. But I'm gonna keep going. I'll keep posting stuff. We'll get that cleaned up back there, and I'll show some more of that. Thanks for watching. I'm Zach White 00.